everyone and good morning. Last time we were here, we finished off the companion, well at least I finished off the companion storyline. Now I know I said at the end of the last video that I would drop in or jump into Dragon Age Origins during this recording session, but I got the Skyrim bug inside me. I had to come back to Skyrim. I just love it that damn much. Anyway, let's see what we got here. That's not for till later. That's main story. That's DLC. And that's over there. That's actually, it happens to be in the same location as the tomb, which is fantastic. That's knife hideout. That is there. Okay, cool. And that was the photograph, of course. Drums, good. Alright, next on the agenda is actually I'm going to start another faction storyline. The College of Winterhold. Not because I'm at Winterhold, but because I just feel like it. Actually, I was debating whether to go see the Thieves Guild first. But I don't have access to all the keeps just yet. I haven't been to all the keeps just yet, so Winterhold it is. Now, before I head off to the college, I'm gonna actually head down back there to where we killed Kablak.
You've been a good friend to me. That means something.
It's Kablak, actually. That's how it's spelled. It's Kablak. K-O-D-L-A-K. But they pronounce it Kablak. It's a little weird.
Never should have come here. That's the last of them.
Yes, that's right. I just cured myself of my werewolfism, as I like to call it, because I do not want it anymore. Nor do I need it. And here I'm actually going to put the witches' heads, just because anybody else wants to cure themselves. But before I go to the college, I'm going to go to the inn. Because that guy that was arguing with that woman before should be inside if she didn't get killed by that dragon over there.
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell?
Like some horrible monster was turned inside.
Unless you're giving me another round, you can.
What did you do?
It was a minor miscalculation. I've already corrected it for future experiments.
This is why people have a problem with your college, Nelligar.
What are you doing that for?
Just say the word if you need a drink or something to eat. Ranmir beg a drink from you yet? That's gold wasted, friend. You mean the inn or Winterhold? Suppose it's the same answer either way. Winterhold's fallen on hard times, to say the least. Most folk packed up and left years ago. A few of us are either too stubborn or too crazy to go, so we do our best to make a living. It's not much, but we get by. Very little money passes through Winterhold anymore, but if there's one thing you can count on, it's folks needing a drink now and then. He owes this tavern enough coin to burn it down, build it back up, then burn it down again just for laughs. He's had some troubles in his life, but I can't have him drinking here without at least paying back some of the coin he owes. Go right ahead. He just might be sober enough to listen to you. Until next time.
I'm just trying to have a quiet drink here, all right? Who are you to say what I should do? I'll pay her back when I'm ready. You're right. What would my forefathers think if they knew I wasn't paying my debts? Tell Harren I'll bring her the gold I owe. Until next time.
Are we running low on meat?
No, even Ranmir can only drink so much.
Let's just keep an eye on the supply. It's such a chore to restock.
I suppose that's a benefit to having so few customers. Just say the word if you need a drink. Thank you. He's not a bad man, just bad with his coins and his drink. My husband Dagger could tell you stories there. I have a couple of Ranmir's things that he traded to us back when he was still paying regularly. I say you've earned them. Yeah,
If there's anything, if you've business with the college, you're welcome to stay here. It's where most of our business comes from, in fact. I'm afraid there's not much to be said. Winterhold is hardly what it used to be. You can talk to Birna if you need to buy anything. She doesn't have much, but could certainly use the coin. And then there's our little inn. Most of the business we get is from folks here to visit the college, though even that's dried up some. That's right. College of Winterhold, just north of town. Hard to miss. Well, not exactly. Listen, we're friends, right? I wonder if I could ask a favor of you. It's about Ranmir. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with him being here all the time. He mostly keeps to himself, and so far he's been able to pay. I just hate to see what's happened to him. He hasn't always been like this, you know. Drunk, I mean. Well, I'm getting to that. Just let me explain. See, Ranmir was involved with a pretty young woman named Isabel Rolane. The two of them were very happy together, I thought. One day, she just disappeared. Ranmir was convinced she'd run off with someone else, leaving him behind. He turned to drinking, and what's left of him is what you see here every day. I'm not sure. I hope that maybe if she could be found, if he had some sort of explanation, that maybe he could put himself back together. I'm in no position to go searching for her, but perhaps you could.
Oh, this is the unmarked
Alright.
quest that I mentioned before. Where's his wife? Where'd she go?
Unless you're bringing me another round, you can just keep walking.
Now here's a woman I'm glad to see. Oh no. Dagger's been talking at you, hasn't he? Gotten you roped into his little plan to fix Ranmir's life. I'll tell you what I told him. Stay out of it. It's none of your business. Those aren't folks you want to get tangled up with. You'll wind up getting yourself killed. Dagger shouldn't have said a word about it. I love the man, bless his heart, but he doesn't know the whole story. One night, Ranmir was in here like always, drinking himself to death. When I told him there was no more hunting brew, that he drank all of it, he got angry. He ranted at me, how I didn't know what he's been through, how Isabel broke his heart when she ran off with some thief named Vex. He said he'd even gone to Riften to try and find the bastard. I think maybe he was hoping they'd just kill him, and that'd be the end of it. Dagger never heard any of this, and I chose to keep it to myself. I'm only telling you so you don't get into trouble. Riften and thieves means trouble. Just leave it alone. See ya.
Now, to continue the unmarked quest, you have to travel to Riften and speak to Vex. And Vex is actually not a boy, Vex is a girl.
You are the harbinger of the companions. It is my honor to stand before you.
Cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry. Oh, forgive me. Most who arrive here do so because they have heard of the college beforehand. This is the College of Winterhold, a safe haven for mages in Skyrim, a place of wisdom and arcane knowledge. I am here to assist those seeking the wisdom of the college. And if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm, so be it. The more important question is, why are you here? Perhaps, but what is it you expect to find within? Ah, the immortal plane. It is said to be the source of all magic. This is a noble goal, indeed. It would seem that the college has what you seek. The question now is, what can you offer the college? Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic. A small test, if you will. Excellent. The fear spell has saved the life of many an illusion mage. If you could cast it on the seal here on the ground, that would prove your skill.
Yeah, I don't know that spell.
No? Well, if you think you're capable of it, then I'd be happy to provide it to you for a mere 30 gold. Or you can try your luck with one of the court wizards around Skyrim. They also sell spells. Here you are. Now I'm anxious to see you cast it. Winterhold very well done indeed. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome, apprentice. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me.
That looks like the all-seeing eye. But the eye of Agamotto. weird amulet that Dr. Strange has to wear on his neck. Their eye sees everything.
I believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes, of course. I'm simply trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find the Thalmor received no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here. Welcome to the college.
I was told to come see you.
Another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are lately. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah, I'll have a look around.
Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lectures, practice sessions, and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, the Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures due to some problems with the local Nords. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared. Our newest members are housed here, in the Hall of Attainment. I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working on research or delicate experiments. Now I'll show you to your quarters. You're going to be sharing space with your fellow apprentices, who you'll meet shortly. This is where you'll be staying. This bed and desk are yours. Please try and be considerate of others. Now, let's go back to the Hall of the Elements, where most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions. Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards.
Tolfdir is likely already addressing the new apprentices. Go on in, and if you have any problems, let one of our senior members know.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken.
No, sir.
Sir? How quaint. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear?
Dangerous research must be a problem here.
Not often, no. Some risks must be taken to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us.
What's the purpose of the college?
Purpose? I should think it's self-evident. Magic is a true power, not something to be shunned by commoners, or treated as an amusing diversion by politicians. It shapes worlds, creates and destroys life. It deserves proper respect and study. The college is a place where we can focus on that, without the pressures of the world weighing down on us.
I'd like to know more about the college history.
I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid.
What happened in the last few hundred years?
The Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched.
What caused the Great Collapse?
No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case.
Tell me more about the Great Collapse.
The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting it. Monstrous waves battered the shore for weeks on end. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. Entire districts of the city were lost overnight. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain.
Let me give you a bit of advice.
Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits.
What's not allowed?
Purposely killing your fellow college members is a bad idea. I'd advise against it. Theft and assault can get you into trouble as well. As for research, well, a sufficient explanation will cover almost anything. If you're going to need live test subjects for your experiments, it's easier to do that off of college grounds. All right, then.
Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely.
Yeah, what was that conversation outside?
Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about about my level of access to the college. Well, perhaps that is why you're merely an apprentice here. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that goes on here. Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, we seek only to help Skyrim, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future. I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice. Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do?
Safety is important. So yeah, safety should be more important than anything.
Well, your classmates certainly seem to disagree with you.
Oh, don't listen to her. We can do it. Just give us a chance.
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells?
I have a ward spell, but I never really used it.
That's what this lesson is for. Perfect time to try it out. Now, if you just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full of my kind, and no, I don't care that they're all gone now. Does that cover everything?
We haven't really been introduced.
No, I suppose we haven't. Brillina Marion of House Telvanni. First of my family to leave Morrowind in a long time. Now I'm here to study conjuration. That's what's important.
Okay. Do you know anything about this room?
Not really. Just that it's very, very old. It was one of the first cities of men in Tamriel, I think.
What do you think of that high elf over there?
I know I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him. But he clearly doesn't trust any of us.
I don't trust him either. Do you like it here at the college?
So far. If only because no one is telling me how great I ought to be. I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me.
Okay. Winterhold used to be full of dark elves?
Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local Nords. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains. All right then.
College is a bit of
You are new, yes. Have you mastered the expert level distraction spells yet?
No.
Ah, this is good. But Jizargo will know them first. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with Jizargo.
Why did you become a student at the college?
Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not Jizargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for Jizargo to become great.
Because you do like to talk about themselves in third person. You seem very sure of yourself.
There is much for Jizargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jizargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt. Oh yes, Jizargo hopes to find things that will make him a more powerful mage here. Hopefully small things that fit inside pockets and will not be noticed if they are missing. Oh, but you are wrong. The only reason you could disagree is because you are losing so badly you cannot see it. Until next time.
New here too, eh? I'd hoped I wouldn't be the only Nord, but I should have known better. Magic is shunned by most. If it can't be swung over your head and used to crack skulls, most Nords want nothing to do with it. Magic is seen as something for elves and weaker races. No offense, of course. I know he's from the Thalmor, and that he claims to be here simply as an advisor. I also know that no one really believes that. I've been trying to avoid him, honestly. Not at all. I consider it a blessing. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what I'm meant to do. Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally don't trust magic, so it's not off to a good start. Throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was caused by magic users, and the troubles now with the Aldmeri Dominion, who are elves and magic users. And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. It's all fairly damning.
I kind of see your point.
All right, then.
I decided not to read the question because most of the time I get tongue-tied.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented.
But I happen to be very talented. Yeah, I decided not to read the question out loud anymore because I get tongue-tied and it's like some of the words I can't even pronounce, so I'm just gonna click on them and not actually say them out loud. Unless it's something I can actually pronounce, or I just feel like asking out loud, or something like that.
This is one of the very few places where you can receive a real education in the schools of magic.
Yeah, that's what Gisavo told me. One of the reasons why I talked to my fellow classmates is to give this guy a head start, because he's very slow. Oh! I was like, who's that? I thought that was a Thamor for a second. Couldn't really tell because of the snow, but... Where did the old man go?
Nothing.
He's up there.
For the glory of the Empire.
I thought that was the Thamor for a second, but it turns out it was just a stroke mix. I couldn't tell with all that snow in my face. It just mysteriously disappeared.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. You think you've got what it takes? Headquarters isn't solitary.
Man, that is a loud bear. My goodness. Why are the bears in Skyrim so loud? Is that another bear? I must have been hearing things. Everybody said I heard another bear. Guess I was mistaken. Yeah, it turns out this is actually the first civilization. It's the first town, first city that the Nords created when they came from the ancient homeland. The reason why it's in the ruin is because it was attacked by a group of snow elves in the middle of the night. Or Falmor, as they're most known as.
And here we all are. Shall we step inside?
What are you looking for?
Anything. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence.
Okay. What's so important about this place?
We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them. All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
Wonder what they were looking at.